Okay, good morning everybody. Can you all hear me at the back?
Yes, thank you, Anthony.
Fantastic. Okay. Welcome to the Redbridge ICT conference. I was going to say welcome to the 13th, or welcome to the 10th, welcome to the 8th, but then I realised over the weekend I didn't actually know what number we were up to. I'm sure somewhere out there's one of you more geeky types, myself excluded, who's got all the conference programmes from way back since 1987, all in little sealed folders. So if you are that person, please do email me, because I'd like to know which number we're up to. Okay. Now, I said I wasn't sure which number we're on, but I do know that these events are immensely valuable, and I'm sure you'll agree. Okay? They've taken a different focus and shape each year, but I believe they do share a number of key things. If I just take a sip of water, I'll share with you what they are. Firstly, I think they serve as a showcase and celebration of good ICT. And a little bit later on, you'll have the chance to see some good ICT in the rooms along the corridor. I think also, they challenge us through our guest speakers to reflect on teaching and learning and pertinent issues in ICT. And we've got some excellent speakers you'll hear from today. And therefore, through doing both of those things, I think conference helps us find our longitude. You're impressed with that? It's a bit cheesy, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. And it helps us consider where we are and where our school is with technology. Now, this morning it's my job just to set the scene and explain what and when it's all going to happen so that you feel secure. Okay? And I'm supposed to tell you what the stated outcomes are for the day, and really I think I've just summed it up in that you'll see some good ICT, and also you'll be challenged about 21st century learning. Okay? And Carl and Ewan will be doing that shortly. Now, I want to begin with some introductions or some reminders of key people in the LA, in case you've never seen them before, you kind of forgot what they look like, and I know since I've seen some of you last, my hair's greying slightly. Okay? My name is Anthony Ems. I'm not the ICT advisor. I'm the primary ICT consultant. I know very little about secondary, so I'm your man for primary. But we've also got, you can stand up for me, Nicholas Hughes. Thank you, this is Nicholas Hughes. He's our AST stroke leading teacher, and he does 2 days a week for us now in the borough, so if you've seen him in your school, that's what he's doing. Thank you, sit down. Okay. We've also got Meena Patel, if you'd like to stand up. The LGFL Joyce. Okay, so she's often in schools helping you out with digital brain, etc. Somewhere around here, Annette Carlon, let's stand up as well, Annette, thank you. Annette's in charge of secondary, okay? And please make yourself known to those people if you've not seen them before or if you've not caught up in a while. I'd like to do a little bit of an advert just at this point. Sorry, Sue. Sorry. Apart from conference, the things that I look forward to with that Christmas kind of enthusiasm is our ICT subject leader events. And where today came from is the kind of culmination of many subject leaders where we've had times of sharing, okay? And in primary subject leaders, lots of our people are very enthusiastic about good ICT. They want to tell you what's going on in our schools. And we have our meetings where in the morning we have updates and a bit of CPD from myself and from Nick, and we geek on about Clicker and about Flickr and about all sorts of applications. And then in the afternoon we get some real proper teachers, okay? People who are doing it day in, day out. People like Sue Bell who come along and say, I've been doing this in my school and it works, okay? At the moment, we're probably reaching about 68% of primary subject leaders. But if you're not engaging with us, if you're not there, frankly, you're missing out, okay? Because this is the place where people find out what's good, okay? People share with each other, people network with each other, people learn what new applications are available. So please do come along. We also have a blog, which is updated very regularly. And it's not only myself that contributes to this. People like Nicholas, people like Sandra and our leading teachers also write on this as well. Okay? And sometimes it is a bit scary, the impact of this. I was in a school the other day, and I was working with what I call an ordinary teacher. And we were talking about the use of Nintendo, actually. And she said to me, oh, I'm just going to blog about that this evening, as if she was, feeding the cat. And that was so exciting. Things that I've been banging on about for ages, both in the real, ICT subject leaders, and actually online, people are starting to do. Okay? And if you've got a lot of time in your hands as well, you can also read my blog as well, okay, which is read all over the world. I've got new readers now in Canada, India and Uzbekistan. Okay, back on message then. We want you to get involved today, and if you're taking pictures, please upload them to Flickr. Right, those of you that know what that is, please do that and tag them with Redcon so that we can look back at those conference pictures later. Also, there's a chance for questioning. Now you can question in the real, in one sense, in an analog fashion. You can simply put up your hand. But we're remembering we're at an ICT conference and we have got text messaging available. It's not like GMTV, you won't be hanging on the line for ages and charge an extortionate rate and not win the prize. Okay? But if you put 88020 in your phone now, okay, any questions you have during Ewan or Carl's presentation, I'm going to be monitoring them from this machine and we can be passing them on and also holding those for posterity on our blogs and our later publications. Also important are your evaluations. Please don't leave these to the end, which is what I always do, and then just write down a load of safe rubbish. Okay, that means I don't offend anybody. We want your honest, genuine feedback. It's what we used last year to shape this year's conference. Okay, it's extremely important for us. And that's at the back of your pack. I hope you've all got a pack. At the end of today's session, we hope to find those waiting on our seats, or your seats, and we'll go around and take those off you and use those to shape next year's conference. Okay, so please do that. There's one for each speaker and one for the conference overall. I just want to mention TeachMeet. This morning's conference is the formal bit. It's the bit, the LA bit, okay, where, dare I say, we're all a bit stuffy and everything's kind of, you know, firm and ordered and as it should be. But in the evening, in this room, things will be very different. Can I just have a show of hands? Who's coming to TeachMeet this evening? Oh, excellent. Okay. Now, TeachMeet is our unconference, and it's going to be run by Ewan here, okay? Anybody from anywhere can come and give a talk. Slight nervousness about that. But we've got some exciting things. We're going to be hearing from Ken in Newham about how he's using solar PSPs for learning. We're going to be hearing from somebody talking about how she's using a VLE to teach the fiddle. That's exciting. Okay. Also hearing from somebody who works for Stelgis about how they're using mobile devices to work with gun and knife crime in South London. People coming from East Lothian, from Cornwall, Rickmansworth, Ilford, not Swansea unfortunately, to share good ICT from their school's experience. If you want to come, you don't have to come and present. You can come and be an enthusiastic lurker. And in order to do that, you go to teachmeet.org.uk, follow the link to TeachMeet North East London, sign up, and you can come and enjoy lots of light refreshment, shall we say, and lots of light refreshment, and lots of talking, networking, and finding out, getting a snapshot of ICT across the country. Okay? Okay, so both you, we've talked about Ewan and Carl's session with questions. Okay, we have also got wireless here. Okay, so if any of you want to blog or make notes during the session, you should find there's an unsecured wireless access point in the centre today on this floor. Okay, if you have any difficulties finding that, please speak to either Gary, myself, or one of the stewards. Okay. Following the close of the conference, we have two of the most important events today, and I really want to stress these. The first one is the exhibition. And some of you will have seen these rooms as you came into the main hall this morning. We've got 10 primary schools, I should say 9 primary schools, 1 special primary school. Okay? We've got 3 secondaries as well. And they're exhibiting some excellent applications of ICT. They aren't the best schools in the borough. They are very good. But what they've all got in common is they're doing ICT. And they're doing it well. And some of them, you'll see, are just works in progress. I'm really excited about losing my Nintendo DS. There it is. Okay. On Friday, I had the privilege of going to Oakdale Junior and watching children there use this and do brain training. And this is one of the projects that we're running in the borough to see what impact do these have. Is there any point, or is it all just hype? I don't want to be just another bandwagon advisor. But actually, all my nerves and worries about is this a good thing were quickly assuaged because there was something special going on in Dawn's classroom on Friday. And it wasn't just that I was there. It was... there was, how can I put it, an almost reverential silence as the children took their own DS and for 15 minutes did brain training. And it didn't interrupt the maths lesson. What it did is it seemed to be prompting them, okay, to go home and to learn their times tables and get really excited about multiplication and mental maths so that they could come in and increase their brain age. So I'm not doing justice at all to that, but please go along and have a look at these. Go along and have a look at our schools that are podcasting. For ages we've been talking about embedding ICT within the curriculum. I think podcasting does that more than anything else. Go along and look at how Redbridge and Manford and Fairlock are doing that. Last year, David O'Neill stood here and talked about a 7-year-old that was podcasting. In my blog reader this morning, I see that in Fairlock, nursery children are podcasting. What is going on there? Go and have a look, okay? The other most important event is the lunch, okay? And I say that because that is our chance to talk, to network, to make friends, to get involved. And we're privileged today to have that sponsored by our friends at Too Simple. Okay, they're providing that today. They're not baking the food, so if you're not happy with it, please do not ring up support and say, I had a vol-au-vent and I was ill. Okay, that's really the kitchen's fault there. They'll be next door as well, so if you want to talk to them about any of their products and also 2 Publish Plus, okay, which primaries you have, please do. And there's an example of what you can do in 2 Publish Plus within your pack. Okay, so I mentioned our primary exhibition. Just want to give you a flavour of what you'll see in there. And within this short presentation, you'll see some schools that are not featured next door. That's not a mistake or an accident. That's because when I started putting this presentation together, I'm on probably about the 13th version now, I was finding that by trawling the websites of our primary and infant schools and special schools, there were so many good things going on. I just couldn't stop. And at 11 o'clock last night, Sue said, you really should stop and leave it now. Okay, so we'll just watch this. I hope you very much enjoy the day. If you see me dashing off, my wife's about to give birth, so that'll explain that. I'm going to hand over now to our Head of School Improvement, Peter Shepard, who's going to set the scene for the day. Thank you, Peter.
would like to echo Anthony's welcome to you this morning, and we very much value your support in coming along to this conference, and I hope, I'm sure you'll find it both interesting and inspiring. You'll notice from your programme, thankfully, Anthony's presentation went on a lot longer than he intended, or than he planned, because when he asked me to come and say a few words, I said, fine, this was a few months ago, then get 20 minutes. I said, you know, what can I say in 20 minutes? So I'm not going to be pleased to know and speak to you for 20 minutes. When I think about what I would say, I have to say that Anthony wrote most of what I'm going to say in a moment, but when I thought about how do I sort of dress that up, I did think, well, I could have a visual aid, and I did spend a few moments looking for the visual aid that I thought would be helpful, or not helpful, but just give me something to talk about. And that was, I still got box, the Spectrum computer. Now, you know, the Spectrum, when you hold that up, and then you hold up the Nintendo DS and start to see and compare the capacity between, the capability between those two machines, it's quite alarming to see how far that we've come. And I also thought back to 33 years ago when I started to teach it. Now, I know you're thinking you can't possibly have been teaching 33 years ago, but yes, I was. And you didn't understand that. You obviously did think I was teaching 33 years ago. Yes, I was. And we used to take the punch tape from the school all the way from Epping to Chelmsford, where the accountable would be through the mainframe and take it back a week later and people to see what they managed to achieve. So things have moved on a long way, and it obviously is moving on very rapidly now. And I'm very pleased to hear of the innovations that have taken place in our schools over the last year, and I'm sure there are going to be many more in the future. But this can only happen through the dedication of you here today, and all the teachers and adults that we have working in our schools, and obviously the work of Anthony and Annette supporting the work that goes on. And hopefully what we're achieving throughout, we are engaging and enriching the experiences that children have through the use of ICT. So I'm going to just take an opportunity to share something of what schools have been up to regarding the development of ICT and the application of it this year over the last year. So it's been another year of change. Those of you in the primary curriculum, or the primary schools know the curriculum changes. There are a new framework for literacy and numeracy. And that's given a greater emphasis on the integration of ICT. And this has given teachers a challenge, resulting in a great deal of innovation. The inclusion of animation, slideshows and podcasting added excitement and renewed engagement to the lessons. And whilst the prospect of publishing work on the web via a blog, rather than the class wall display, has finally been provided a concept for the release. The Redbridge primary ICT community continues to grow and truly support and inspiration to those who engage with it. Leading teachers and ICT subject leaders have been involved in developing lesson plans, evaluation of applications, research into consoles, visualizers, mini PCs and typing skills. Applications are increasingly moving online and into portable devices, and this is both exciting and more in tune with the real-world experiences of many of our children. Alongside this, Ofcom research indicates that 59% of 5 to 7-year-olds access the internet at home, and that 21% do so unsupervised. Therefore, the need to educate children in e-safety is very important. Thankfully, the work of researchers such as Tanya Byram have provided guidance on how to take a balanced view of highlighting the opportunities while seeking to reduce harm. And Redbridge teachers have been piloting ways to teach e-safety over the last year, and thankfully this is a topic that lends itself to many of the curriculum areas. Taught well, it can equip children to safely build on onto their own online communities. And at the heart of all this innovation and curriculum development is the primary learner. The focus now is on the learner. ICT, moving from the teacher using ICT in order to be able to engage pupils, getting ICT being used hands-on by the learner. And as Anthony mentioned, we have a number of displays for you to see this afternoon. I would encourage you to stay on after lunch and spend some time looking at those. And look at the way in which young people are now using ICT. Take an opportunity to explore the e-book capabilities that you haven't already seen for yourself. You will find some examples of how ICT is used to support speaking and listening with children, that children have speaking listening, that have special needs in speaking and listening. So there's new software, some of the applications I've not heard of before. Cartouche, creative writing, the 2 Publisher Plus and 2 Paints per picture. Coding, podcasting, digital cameras for stop motion animation, the use of blogs, video conferences, and beatbox, and it goes on. Oh, and render sapiens, and return to logo. Well, I do remember using logo when I was teaching 8 years ago, so things are really fun again. And the use of Nintendo DS in lessons. I hope that have encouraged you, and that Nancy has encouraged you to stay after lunch, visit the schools, and the pupils are really looking forward to showing what they can do. And if you're not already doing some of this in your schools, please go and find out a bit more about it, and hopefully go back and introduce sort of new technologies in your schools. Finally, I'd like to thank Anthony and Annette and Nick and Gary for planning and leading this conference, and also for the excellent support that from Tina and Heidi from our office has worked beyond the period to help ensure that this will be a successful day. I wish you all a stimulating and productive day. Thank you very much.
Hello there. I've been asked by Anthony to introduce you, and it's been a bit different. I'm not used to standing in front of this many people. Nor used to wearing a tie normally, which is a bit odd. Anthony said to me, "You must buy a tie." That was my job to speak here, as well as running. So in a moment, I'm just going to introduce you. I'd just like to flag up again the texting facility, the way of getting involved today. So it says on the board it's 8802. So if you've got any questions which you'd like Ewan or Carl to answer, text it in. If you're not brave enough to put your hand up, you know we all understand classes, don't we? And then that way we can get those questions asked. So basically, I've been asked to speak, to introduce Ewan today, and just a little bit of background, and then over to you. I don't want to talk too long, but listen to him. So basically, Ewan is a member of Learning and Teaching Scotland, and is a national advisor on learning and teaching futures in Scotland. He's a member of the Channel 4 Advisory Board and consults for many organisations on how social media can be used. I first heard about you in a bet this year when I actually went to a teach meeting, which is what Andy was just talking about, this unconference where we just share good practice and what we do in our schools. And since then I've been following your blog quite excitingly, and any time we look at game-based learning I've been reading with great interest, and that's not the main thing you do, but it keeps coming up on your blog. It's something which I like, one of my personal passions. I like the idea of game-based learning, DSEs and that, brilliant stuff. But basically what Ewan does is he helps people to understand how new technologies such as social networking sites, such as gaming, can be embraced and used in education today. He's working with our teachers in Scotland, with his work with LTS, to embrace an ethos of collaboration and sharing, which has helped to build communities, which is something which I hope that will today will help us build as well. So, if you'd like to welcome you, please.
Thank you very much.